This is a redo of the Fensens solar-powered reversing camera, because the first one I got, the camera itself had a problem and it would not display on my phone. So they sent me a new one assuring me that the original one must have had a problem, and that was the case because this one works. Here's the review followed by the updated footage at the end. This appears to be another backup camera. Let's open this one up and see what this one does. Battery life is 5 months. Installs in 5 minutes. 1080p video. Fast app launch. Works in extreme weather. 1-year warranty. And of course it's wireless. I just have to figure out how to get it out of the package. So it's got a parking assist backup camera, plate frame, quick launch button. I have a feeling that that light's going to blow up on me. Operates on iOS and Android. It says download the mobile app. It says mount on the front end or back license plate. Buy 2 for front and back coverage. Installs in 5 minutes with 2 security screws to prevent theft. Download the free app. Wireless, requires no wiring or complex setup. It's got 5 months battery life or more with the solar rechargeable battery. Works between 14 and 122 degrees Fahrenheit. 1080p camera. This is and it's for the standard 6x12 North American license plate. Designed in California, of course assembled in China. Of course it is. But hey, not everything that's made in China is bad, just some stuff. Let's see how this one looks here. It comes with pretty basic instructions. What do we got here? We got security screws. I take it this is to initially charge it, but here are the security screws that it has. So it says, look like regular screws to me. Oh, there's bolts as well, I guess, so you can bolt it down. A button to turn it on. And here is the unit itself. Ah, okay. It has screws that you would attach on to the vehicle, and then I guess there's other brackets that you put on to hold your license plate, or you screw these down. I'm not even going to bother with that, to tell you guys the truth. I'm just going to put it on and we'll try it out. First things first, let's read the instructions and see how to set this thing up. So this thing is supposed to be just 3 easy steps. One, I'm going to scan with my phone. So I got my phone out. I'm going to scan the code. So there's the code. And I can download the app now from Google Play. I'm going to install it. And then wait for it to install. It's 35 megs is the size of the file. Once it's installed, I'll tap open. And I guess I have to log in or register. So they're going to have you create an account with this thing. So of course, it comes with no manual. It's just the downloadable user manual is available on their website. I'm not going to bother with their user manual because I don't think I'm going to need it. But I think what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to plug in the USB port on the bottom and give the battery an initial charge. So we'll plug it in and we'll let it charge up for a while. It does have a solar panel on it which will charge the battery once it's exposed to the sun or outside to light, but I'm sure initially this thing doesn't have much of a charge. Looks like there's a button on here too, probably to set it up to synchronize it. But let me plug it in. I'm going to let it sit for an hour or so and put some charge in this thing while I go through and read the documentation online, and then I can tell you guys how to work it. So I guess while I do that, we'll register for a new account, and I'm just going to put in my email address and create a password. I'll do that off camera. I guess you have to grant it permissions, and then it comes up with, we'll tap the camera. It says, you don't have a camera. Please set up a camera. Add. So let's walk it through. I haven't even looked at the owner's manual yet, but I'm going to click setup. And it says we're going to look for your camera. It says please do not pair via Bluetooth. Now this is plugged in and the little light's red here. I don't know if I have to push a button on here or not. Maybe I do. Oh, looks like it's found it. Connected to camera by Bluetooth. And I'm going to connect it to the Wi-Fi for it. So I'm going to click next. This automatically comes up because this thing connects by Wi-Fi to your phone. And there it is. Cool. Actually, it's got a great picture on this thing. Interesting. I'm going to leave this thing charged for a bit, and I'm going to mount it on my car, and then we'll play around with it. Okay, if I open the app, it connects to the Wi-Fi from the frame and starts playing video as soon as the app is opened. When the app is closed, it'll disconnect from the Wi-Fi from the frame, from the license plate frame, and it'll reconnect to my home Wi-Fi. But of course, if you're in your car, you're not going to have your home Wi-Fi. It'll just go back to your cellular data. Now to pair the button, press the setup button, tap manage devices, and tap buttons. You're going to press the plus button, and the button should pair after you press setup. And I'm sitting here waiting for it, and nothing happens. Well, this thing's not finding this button. I wonder if the battery in here is dead. There's got to be a battery in here somewhere. Let's just try popping this thing apart. Ah, just like that. Comes apart, and there's a button cell in here. I wonder if this button cell is dead. Should I give it a tongue test or measure it with the meter? I'll measure it with the meter. As I thought, dead battery. Let me go see if I can find one of these. I should have one of these. This is a standard battery that is used in many devices like car fobs and stuff. So let me go find a new battery for this thing. One of these cheap dollar store special Sunbeam batteries should do the job. Battery goes in just like that. Okay, now I should be able to find it. Ah, look, as soon as I turned it on, it found it. Select the tap button. Connect to tap button. Now this thing should be ready to go. Now some of these kits, mine didn't come with it. I have a feeling that mine might have been a sample package, because according to the instructions it comes with a phone holder and stuff, like a vent clip, which I didn't get. Again, mine being a sample. That's probably why the battery was dead, because mine was a sample. Anyway, you'd normally just mount your phone on your vent holder or your suction cup windshield mount, and then when you press the tap button, it should bring the picture up on the camera and not have to even touch the phone to do it. So I'm just waiting for this thing to finish its setup, and then we will install it in the car and try it out. And incidentally, the online instructions say to charge it up for 2 to 3 hours when it's new. That'll give the built-in battery a full charge. And then a couple of hours exposure a day to sunlight should maintain the battery charge on this thing, and you won't have to charge it. But obviously if your car's not exposed to sun enough, if it say stays in a parkade or in a garage all the time, except for when you're actually driving it. If it doesn't get enough exposure to sun to charge the battery, occasionally you'll have to plug it in to a USB charger and recharge the battery. But according to the instructions, it should be good for at least a year before having to recharge it. This thing's still setting up here. It's taking a while to set this button up. Oh, there. I just said it took a couple minutes there, and now it's showing as the battery is fully charged. So if I bail out of this thing, if I tap this button, that should, and it does, turn on the camera. The light will flash here, the blue light flashed there as it started the camera up, and it should start the video. And there it is. So it does take a few seconds to start up from when you start it, but again, it has to start it has to tell the phone. This is connected by Bluetooth to the phone. It tells the phone to, I guess, switch to the Wi-Fi network that this is on, and then start video. Because if I look at this settings, it's probably on, yeah, it's switched over. It switched my Wi-Fi from my home Wi-Fi to the Wi-Fi from the frame. And then once the app is closed down, it switches back to my home Wi-Fi. So setting this up was kind of painless, other than the fact that the battery in this was dead right out of the box. So that tells me that the one they sent me probably is one that was kicking around for a while, or maybe they'd used it for demoing. Almost looks like the screws may have been attached. Maybe someone returned it. I don't know. But anyway, I got this for free to show it off, so that's what we're going to do. It looks to be in good shape. The battery here was dead. So let's go mount it in the car, and we'll try it out. Well, I can already see that there's going to be a fail on this, and I'm not trying to advertise for Buick GM, even though that's where I bought my car. In BC, our license plates have our expiration decal on the bottom of the plate, and the expiration day is stuck on the plate itself. And as you can see, all the car dealers' plates have this cutout that goes around so that the decal can be seen. And when I put the backup camera on, well, it nicely covers the decal, which is a good way to get a ticket. So I'm going to make a really quick, short video on this thing, because I don't want to get pulled over and get a ticket because my decal is covered. Because that's a big fine here if you've got, even though my license is not expired, if you cover up your decal, they can give you a ticket for it. So I'm going to have to make this a real short video just to demonstrate how this thing works. But that is definitely something to consider. And I have to be critical because I'm not out here to sugarcoat any products. That is definitely one that the design has to be looked at for the placement of the solar panel. As you can see from the last license plate backup frame that I showed on my channel, the competition, their frame was actually bigger, and it allows even though it covers up part of the sticker, it at least allows the color to be seen, and you can see what date it is. And if you were to move the sticker a little bit higher in the place provided, the sticker can still be seen. So a police officer following behind you can see that you've got the right color sticker on there, and even though he might not be able to read the date, he can tell from the color whether it's current or not, because you can see that says April. Even though I can't read it clearly, it says APR. You can almost see it, but if you look at it closer, you can actually see the sticker, and the sticker could be moved a little bit higher on the plate itself. There's a little bit more room up here where the sticker could be put a little bit higher on the plate, but you can still make out what it is. So as you can see, the actual expiry tag is completely covered by the solar panel. So I got sent another one of these Fensens license plate frames, backup camera, solar powered backup camera, because the first one that I was sent wouldn't work. Tried it in 2 cars. How dare that eagle interrupt my broadcast? Anyway, we're going to put this one on the car and see if we have any better luck with the new one. There he is. That's right. You're the one making all that racket. At least he's not whistling today. This is the one that's usually whistling all day long. Now he's full grown and likes to chirp a lot. There's another one chirping now. Okay, I've got the license plate mounted on the car now. I'm going to press the button and see whether it'll fire up. There it is. Is it going to find the camera? And how long is it going to take? It appears to work a lot faster than the other one. So maybe it was just a problem with the camera. Let's see, is it going to actually give me video? Hey, it's actually working. It's still stepping a bit, but it shows you what's behind. That's for sure. Let's just back out here. And you'll see, compared to my factory camera, that the refresh rate's actually pretty good. And after all, it is just designed as a backup camera. And I go into forward, it should shut itself off after time. I don't know how long it runs before it shuts off, but it should shut itself off. But hey, at least this one's working. Whereas the other one, I mean, the refresh rate certainly isn't, isn't live, but it's not lagging as much as the other one. So I'd have to say that the other camera that wasn't working at all, it was just effective. To give you an idea, here's the speed bump that we're going to go over. We're over the speed bump, and there it is in the camera. So the refresh rate is actually not that bad. And again, it's for backing up, which is something you're generally going to do relatively slow. Okay, let's try it out again. I've just parked. As you can see, I've parked on a golf course. And I'm going to put the camera on here. I'm going to press the button. Click the button. Okay, it took a few seconds to load, but there's the picture. Put the car in reverse. So now we can see the factory backup camera along with the Fensens. Until a car goes by so you can see. So it's lagging slightly, but it is showing a live picture. And to back up, the car coming up the street here, I'll just let it go by first, and then we'll back out. Okay, now I'll back out. Now, one thing I will note, if you have a car that already has Bluetooth, you may have some issues. As the manufacturer has said that it's not designed for people who have the infotainment system already in their car. Driving very slow here so the phone doesn't fall down. But it's designed more for people that have older cars that don't have the connectivity. If you've got Bluetooth built into the car, you may have problems making connections. So I've intentionally turned off my Bluetooth in the car, and it has now made a good connection. So I think the problem I was having with the first one that I was testing was just the very fact that the camera itself wasn't connecting properly. Though either the antenna was broken for the Wi-Fi or something in the Wi-Fi circuit wasn't working, because this one here appears to have a better signal, even though the video when I'm moving is not updating as quick as I think it should. It is updating a lot faster than the other one, and for backing up you're going to be moving relatively slow anyway. That probably would not be as big an issue. So that's it, an update on the Fensens wireless backup camera that shows up on your phone. It's not for me, that's for sure. I got one built in, so this type of product like this is not something that I would personally use. But for someone who's looking for a wireless solar backup camera, and they don't necessarily want to stick a monitor on their dash like the other one that I tested, if they've already got their phone stuck to their to their vent or something in their car, and they've already got the phone there, this may be an option for you in that situation. To say, it does appear to be working a lot better now than the first one. So I'll have to say the first one was a defective product. So the first one, I'm going to tear it down. We're going to take a look at what's inside that one, since I won't be putting it back together, as it doesn't work. And then this one here, I'm going to turn around and find somebody else that wants a backup camera, and they can have this one. Thanks for watching. Link to this is in the description.